One Zambia, one nation, and welcome to Zanis News. Let us look at the stories making headlines. Government opens FRA community maize cell in Choma. Zambia-China joint ventures contribute to economic development. Isoka Trades records increase in student enrollment due to CDF support. Plus, Mwinilunga district records over 600 teenage pregnancies in 1 year. And now the news in detail. My name is Margaret Kangwa. Students at Namibian Institute of Public Administration Management, NIPAM, has described late Namibian President Hage Geingob as a unifier and an exceptional statesman. And speaking to Zanis in Namibia, the students described the late President Geingob as an extraordinary revolutionist who dedicated 60 years of his life to serving the people of Namibia. We have more in this report.
Namibia, Africa and the world as a whole is in mourning following the demise of President Hage Geingob, who died on the 4th of February 2024 in a Namibian hospital where he was receiving treatment. The busy streets of Namibia all look deserted as citizens continue to follow the funeral proceedings on their various media stations. As a statesman, President Geingob is being mourned by all citizens of all ages as he touched the lives of people differently. Students at the Namibia Institute of Public Administration and Management, NIPAM, have described President Geingob as a unifier.
He did so much for the Namibian youth and also for the nation, because this man dedicated 60 years of just fighting for the nation in office and out of office. So I'm certain, and also just as a Tamara Nama person, he was a representation of possibilities for me.
It is very sad. Yeah, and as a citizen, the president was like a father to the nation. He was a man of his word and a man of pride and dignity, because he was bringing people together as a nation.
President Geingob is also being remembered for his sense of humor and the ability to freely mix with the citizens regardless of their social standing in society.
He's a friendly guy, man, you know, he's always cheerful. I actually met him twice at a tuck shop in Marua Mall, one of our malls, and he came to sit at one of our tables, a coffee shop. And I didn't know it was him sitting, because his back was facing towards me, and I was trying to clear the table for clients of mine to come sit. And as I came, he was sitting alone, no bodyguards, and I came to touch him on the shoulder, trying to ask him to leave, because the table was booked for friends of, not clients of mine. And when he turned, I saw it was him. I froze.
According to Namibian state media, 27 countries are expected to attend the state funeral of President Geingob, and out of the 27 countries, 18 will be represented by their heads of states. President Hage Geingob is expected in Windhoek, Namibia, for the state funeral. The memorial service, which will be held on the 24th of February 2024, will be held at the country's Independence Stadium, while the burial service will be held on the 25th of February at the country's Heroes Square. President Hichilema took over from President Geingob as SADC organ chairman on politics, defense and security cooperation. President Geingob died aged 82. Kalan Muchima, reporting for Zanis in Windhoek, Namibia.
Now, the Choma mayor, Javen Simoloka, has warned against abusing community maize cells, which the government has opened through the Food Reserve Agency FRA to allow the people to have access to affordable maize grain. Mr. Simoloka said the government has put stringent measures to protect vulnerable households from unscrupulous businessmen following the allocation of 1,800 by 50-kilogram bags of maize, which will be distributed 3 times a week in batches of 600 bags per order. Gift Banji gives us the details.
While progress had been made over the years to improve food security, the impact of climate change such as droughts has reversed many of these gains, especially in Southern Province. However, government through the Food Reserve Agency FRA is responding positively to the hunger situation by weekly allocation of 1,800 by 50 kilogram bags of white maize in a bid to address food supply shocks for vulnerable households.
We've been given at least 3 release orders in a week, and one order is 600 by 50 kg bags. So that translates to 1,800 bags. So we should know where is this maize going, the 1,800. As leaders, the community sells maize. It's not meant for a businessman to exploit the vulnerable people. If the businessmen want to buy maize from FRA, they have their own channel, apart from the businessmen. Leaders, we should be the last people to be cited.
Choma District Commissioner Gamera Sigalea wants only vulnerable households to buy this maize being delivered in 28 wards.
But make sure that only the vulnerable people should buy. So it is very, very important that you meet people, inform them. If they tell the people who genuinely need maize, then that's fine.
Gift Banji, Zanis, in Choma, Southern Province.
Thank you, Gift Banji, for that powerful report. Now, Chirundu Town Council Chairperson Nevas Muchindu has called for discipline and teamwork between civic leaders and management in order to achieve meaningful development. Mr. Muchindu observes that sustaining the gains recorded under the Expanded Constituents Development Fund (CDF) requires discipline, dedication and teamwork by all key stakeholders. Zanis reports that Mr. Muchindu said this in reference to the suspension of Lusitu Ward Councillor Harold Hatioka for the gross misconduct. He explains that a special council meeting held on 19th and 21st February 2024 appointed an ad hoc committee to establish the alleged misconduct against the erring councillor. He further stated that the ad hoc committee constituted under Section 14 of the 5th Schedule of the Local Government Act recommended the suspension of Mr. Hatioka for a period of 3 months, effective 21st February 2024, from all council activities. Mr. Muchindu, however, assured that ongoing developmental projects in the ward will not be affected by the suspension of the area councillor. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security Acting Permanent Secretary Zakaria Luhanga has called for the incorporation of psychologists in all government ministries to enhance development at institutional and national level. Mr. Luhanga says psychology plays a critical role in ensuring that the staff at any workplace is psychologically stable for positive productivity. He was speaking when he officially opened a one-day conference for the Psychology Association of Zambia. We have more in the following report.
Ministry of Labour and Social Security Acting Permanent Secretary Zakaria Luhanga has officially opened a one-day conference for the Psychology Association of Zambia, whose purpose is to promote psychology integration to Zambia's socio-economic development.
So, dear colleagues, for me, I'm very excited to be here, especially being privileged to be where I work and seeing what is happening. There is no better time to engage psychologists in national development than now, as the country grapples with the severe effects of globalization, technological advancements, and climate change.
The acting permanent secretary has also proposed the integration of the psychologist in the public and private sector.
I therefore urge the public and private sectors to consider embracing psychologists in their respective institutions to ease the impact of the future of work phenomenon that are earlier alluded to. Maybe we should propose in government, we should have positions of psychologists, because they are only in clinics and, I don't know, education, but each department should have psychologists, because we have issues in the departments.
Psychology Association of Zambia President, Dr. Jacqueline Folotia, says it is important for the association to be registered and recognized, as well as psychology practitioners to be licensed.
We work very, very closely with the Health Professions Council of Zambia to ensure that our association is registered, it's recognized, it's regulated.
Dr. Cindy Nakazwe, a lecturer at the University of Zambia in the Department of Psychology, has emphasized the importance of psychology.
So psychology is a social science as well as behavioral science. But what's the definition? So it's basically the study of the mind and behavior.
The conference is being held under the theme, The Significance of Psychology in National Development. Mijelo Mwemba reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Now, the Bank of Zambia, in collaboration with Zambia Statistics Agency, have launched the Finance Survey Report for the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, MSMEs. The MSMEs Finance Survey Report provides insight into the financing needs, constraints and preferences of MSMEs by highlighting areas that require attention and intervention. The survey indicates that there are about 1.5 million MSMEs employing 1.5 million people, and that 95.6% of them are in the informal sector. And Bank of Zambia Governor Dani Kalyalia said the report highlighted the high cost of credit, lack of collateral and proper documentation, as well as the low income as some of the challenges that do not meet the needs of the MSMEs. And the Secretary to the Treasury, Felix Nkulukusa, has called for a coordinated approach by government and key stakeholders to develop national policies, strategies and interventions that would enhance financial literacy levels and access to funding for MSMEs.
The MSMEs Finance Survey Report we are launching today provides insights into the financing needs, constraints and preferences of MSMEs, shedding light on areas that require attention and intervention. The survey shows that there were about 1.5 million MSMEs employing 1.9 million people, and 95.6% of them were in the informal sector. Only 3% of startup capital was sourced from formal financial services providers, while 7.3% of MSMEs applied for a loan during the 5 years prior to the survey period, which was 2017 to 2022.
Accessing credit where high interest rates, lack of collateral, and low income levels. Given the challenges still faced by micro, small and medium enterprises in accessing credit and formalizing business, there is need for a coordinated approach by the government and key stakeholders to develop national policies, strategies, and interventions that would enhance financial literacy levels and access to finance by the small and by micro, small and medium enterprises.
Finding of the 2022 MSME finance survey is that we must address the low level of formalization among MSMEs in Zambia, where many business owners perceive that their businesses do not warrant registration. It is very important to the SMEs, to the MSMEs, that they formalize themselves for them to even access what we are talking about right now, which is the financial accessibility. If they are not formalized, they are still informal, it will be very difficult for them to actually access these finances.
You are watching Zanis News. More stories still to come.
Kolera wapa msongo muka. Kolera wapa msongo wa kuichisa. mutu ali na msongo wa kolera echikuichisanga chikuma na kusaza nawa vize vipi mwachisa mutu na vipoya meya nge msoji wa loso mubeji echikuzianga chikuma mujimba momwe ya kufumisa meya a mujimba mubeji nawa na hase kufa mujiwola li 12 hours ngekawe chikumuhana vitumbo vya kumuka wa shiko unahase ngachili kwachi wa kumsongo wa kolera kuhichila mukuna meya kuwana kuhaka vitumbo nawaze ali na majilo kulya vyakulya na mawoko aze ali na majilo chipwe kuzachisa malonga na jindeho ja kukosa na meya majilo akuhona kuhaka vitumbo kulya vyakulya vyakuhona kufika vize vana wili kubajiji kulya vyakulya vituta vize kavatumbikanga kana wako kulya vyakulya vize vana kulandulula mu mikwakwa na kulya na wamihako na makovu ako na kukosa kanawa tunahasenga chili kulikinga kumusongo wa kolera telekenu meya enu akunwa chipwe kuhaka mo vitumbo vya chlorine sanenu kumawoko enu na sopo chipwe na meya kuhaka vitumbo hanyima ya kuzayisa chimbusho zumisenu vyakulya vyenu shimbukanda mubilye fwikenu ha vyakulya vyenu vyosena kuchina kuviwila kubajiji kanda kulya vyakulya vyakulanda mumikwakwa nduma zachisenu chimbusho lwalo sena kahakanda kuzachisa ndundu chipwe mapepa andundu hakuya na kulihehwa nduma mwatela kumona ngwenu vipi yosena munavitapwila mchimbusho chimbusho chanu nawa chatela kupwa cha unyoji kahanawa cha kufika lwalo sena mujimbu uno vanamnehela wakuli vakachanda chatala kulikangula cha meno ya watu cha Ministry of Health.
Still with the news, Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry Permanent Secretary for Investment and Industrialization, John Mulongoti, says the joint ventures between Zambia and China have contributed to the economic growth of various sectors. And speaking when he met a Chinese business delegation from Hannan, Chenzhou Municipal, Mr. Mulongoti said the government supports the creation of joint ventures between foreign and local businesses in the country. He encouraged the Chinese delegation to consider partnering with local people in exploring investment activities, adding that the government remains committed to promoting trade and investments.
Mayor of Shenzhou has come with a number of businessmen and women who are willing to go into joint venture partnerships with our people. As you know, this year, 2024, Zambia and China celebrate 6 days of bilateral relations. If you recall, we opened diplomatic relations in 1964 with China, just a few days after we attained our independence. So this is a special year between Zambia and China, bilateral and diplomatic relations.
To establish that bilateral trade relationship between Chenzhou and Zambia. Main cause that we would like to try to establish this kind of relationship. That's why we leading that the Chinese specialized different sector invest. We just want to establish that from the private sector and also for the government level cooperation, then we can try to promote China-Zambia bilateral relationship.
Now, Central Province Minister Presence Kasuni has noted the warm ties and the continued support that the Swedish government has given Zambia in various development sectors, particularly in health, education and governance. The provincial minister was speaking in Kabwe when Swedish Ambassador Johan Allenbrog paid a courtesy call on her. Daniel Billy has more in this report.
Swedish Ambassador Johan Hellenborg has paid a courtesy call on Central Province Minister Princess Kasuni and discussed areas of support that the Swedish government is offering to Central Province. Mr. Hellenborg reiterated his government's commitment to supporting the Zambian government in various sectors such as health, education and governance.
Swedish people that early bonded with Zambia. And that reminds us all, I think, of the very close bonds that exist between Sweden and Zambia. This is something I've seen over my 18 months in your country, that we have very broad relations. And
Central Province Minister Princess Kasuni says the Zambian government attaches great importance to consolidating trade and investment between Zambia and Sweden. Ms. Kasune appealed for Swedish companies to invest and engage in partnership with local firms in Central Province.
We appreciate the relationship, and really without people being healthy, then the wealth of the nation is undermined. The fast tracks that you highlighted about, I think, before we went into our official conversation, I was just telling you how I've been an advocate on HIV, on women issues and children's issues. And so for us to hear that you have been sponsoring us as a nation in terms of fast tracks, I think it brings music to our ears. We hope that also here in Kabwe in particular, but also in other districts, you can think of partnering with us.
And Central Province Permanent Secretary Muna Manakampwe echoed the provincial minister's sentiments for more support.
Ripple effect, both in the negative or in the positive. So the Honourable Minister here has vowed and has actually decided that deliberately will do positive things so that the ripple effect that will go to other provinces will be positive ripple effect.
Daniel Billy, Zanis News in Kabwe District.
Meanwhile, in Muchinga Province, Provincial Permanent Secretary Henry Mukungule has implored stakeholders in the region to utilize foreign investment opportunities prudently. Mr. Mukungule said the foreign investment opportunities that came in the province have the potential to expand development in various sectors that will help generate income for the country. And speaking when he held stakeholders engagement meetings in both Lavrashimanda and Kanchibia district in preparation for a delegation of Egyptian investors set to visit the province soon, Mr. Mukungule stated that the stakeholders should therefore identify areas that would positively boost sustainable development. Henry Lumpa has the details.
Its endeavor to attain sustainable development, the Mchinga Provincial Administration has been working tirelessly to ensure this goal is achieved through investor relations. In this regard, the administration has embarked on stakeholder engagement meetings to prepare them for a foreign investors visit from Egypt, who will soon be in the region in search for investment opportunities in various sectors. During these engagements, which mainly included with traditional leaders, Muchinga Province Permanent Secretary Henry Mukungule, who led this delegation in Lavushimanda, Mpika and Kanchiwia districts, appealed to the stakeholders to identify sustainable investment ventures that will accelerate development in the region.
We therefore wish to urge you as institutions that are mandated to coordinate the above sectors to fully support this noble cause being done by the provincial administration and offer technical advice on how we can proceed.
And while in Lavushimanda National Park, African Parks Manager Andrew Tomba highlighted improved tourism as one of the merits to be achieved from the investment opportunity.
Certainly, we're not threatened by competition. We are here actually to help government facilitate development, through a process, of course.
Meanwhile, other stakeholders such as Chambeshi Water and Sanitation Company say they have already identified some of the investment ventures in their sector.
We envisage to set up the water and the juice plant under Chambeshi Water. Of course, we've seen that we are buying this water all the way from Lusaka.
Henry Lumpa Jr., Zanis in Kanchibia, Muchinga Province.
Thank you for that report. Now, in Western Province, the construction of Kaposhi Health Post in Kayema District in Western Province using the Constituents Development Fund has been completed with only a staff house remaining to be completed. Let us take a look at this report.
The Constituency Development Fund project, Kaposhi Health Post, has successfully been completed. Only a staff house, which is at 80% completion, is remaining. Area Member of Parliament Kapelwa Mbangweta says government is committed to ensuring that all health facilities in the district are decongested and brought up to the standards set by the Ministry of Health.
CDF is really a game changer, especially in the rural areas. Same for Kayema. Of course, in line with the Prudential Directive, we've been building health facilities. The example is of Kaposhi, where we put up a facility. Now we have a staff house which is almost complete, 80%. There's the water reticulation. At the moment, the people in this Litoya ward, the people of Nkeema ward, and most of the people of Lombe ward go to one place in TPZ. And that facility can ill afford to manage the entire population of slightly 36,000 who are clients of that facility. So we are working very hard to ensure that the staff house is complete.
District Health Director is pleased with the CDF projects while mentioning that the district is now fully equipped with the necessary health personnel to serve the Nkeema community effectively.
In this two recruitment done, Nkeema district has more than 100 staff, all types of staffs. We have the nurses, the clinical officers, the EHTs, even the general workers. And these newly CDF facilities being constructed, we have already staff who are waiting to be deployed. Even the medical officers, we have 2 medical officers and 2 medical associates that we didn't have 3 years ago. We didn't have even one.
The newly recruited health workers in Nkeema are thrilled to have become civil servants and are eager to contribute to Nkeema district's health and well-being.
For a long time in the community, I didn't know that I'll be picked. I was at home with my family. Someone called me that, Mwene, you have been picked. So I was very happy. I didn't know. Actually, to me, it was a dream.
You know, it's a great joy to be among those who have been deployed recently. After being in a society for so long, you know, I feel so good, and I make sure that I come for work every day. We give the best services to our people.
Philip Jerry, reporting for Zanis, Nkeema District, Western Province.
Still in health news, Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo says beyond providing treatment, health facilities must endeavor to raise awareness on infertility and its treatment options. The minister said reproductive genetics in vitro fertility (IVF), for instance, opens doors for tailored solutions to ensure better outcomes for patients. Ms. Masebo said this today in a speech read on her behalf by University Teaching Hospital Senior Medical Superintendent, Women and Newborn Hospital, Kalimamu Nalula, at the inauguration of a state-of-the-art Seeds of Innocence IVF Center in Lusaka. Details in this report.
Seeds of Innocence, an Indian in vitro fertility IVF clinic with 19 centers spread across India, Oman and Africa, has launched its first ever IVF center in the country in collaboration with Rehan Hospital in Lusaka. Government has described the launch of the center as a testament to advancements in medical science.
I'd like to extend my warmest welcome to the founders of this IVF center, Seeds of Innocence IVF, and their esteemed partners in this venture here in Zambia, our own Zambian Sanket Labs. Infertility affects millions of people worldwide, and Zambia, of course, is no exception. So the establishment of this IVF center underscores the pressing need for accessible and comprehensive infertility treatment options. It signifies hope for countless individuals and couples who dream of starting or expanding their families. However, beyond providing treatment, it is equally crucial to raise awareness about infertility and its treatment options.
Meanwhile, Indian High Commissioner to Zambia, Ashok Kumar, is optimistic that the center will be a beacon of hope for many couples.
As I understand, there's in vitro fertilization, IVF, provides the highest success rates for all fertility issues and has helped thousands of people to form families that they always dreamed of. Seeds of Innocence, with its 19 centers across India, Oman, and in Africa, and it's becoming a beacon of hope for countless couples longing for the joy of parenthood in Zambia. What makes this Seeds of Innocence truly special is not just the cutting-edge technology they will employ here, but its professional medical team that will walk hand in hand with the couples through their journey of parenthood. The technology and expertise available in this clinic offers a ray of hope to all childless couples.
We can now take a break. We'll be right back shortly.
Kolela ichumanyi kolela hi musongo wa kuhitsham muntu una kwachikika musongo wa kolela ukukata musongo wa kuhitisha na kusanza muntu yeniwo wahitishanga menji adine imenji alosu muyeji ukuma menji mumujimba mwindi mulonga wa kushweza kuhitisha menji amavulu muyeji na twechu kufwa muji ora 10 na jiyadi ne ikutambula kukewa kwa kubula kulumbuluka injilanyi mwakutambwila musongo wakapota munene ikolela kuna menji akubula kushewa ichumbu hela menji amajilu kuda yakukwata na makasa amajilu hela kukosa yenga na menji amajilu kuda yakubula kubutewa hana kuwila anjinji kuda infuta yichuta inabuli kuhembewa chubwahi kuda inakulandishewa kunsanyi kwa injilanyi yaukangeshela musongo wakapota munene kolela bwakati shenu menji enu akunwa hela shenumu yichumbu ya chlorine welenu kumakaseni na mulola na kuwela nawa kumakasa hanyuma ya kuzacha chimbushu tati shenu yakuda heno kanda muyidi bai yakuda inakulandishewa kunsanyi kwa zati shenu chimbushu mpindi yejima bai kuzatisha nyingomu hela ipepa la yanjunju muna mwakunatila malabishi mwanene nenu antu anakudukwashila kuyimbushu hembeni chimbushu cha unyonji nawa china kubutewa insangu yino anaileteliyu kudi akamtayi waipatela.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. Now, in Muchinga province, the introduction of skills development component under the Constituents Development Fund CDF has led to an increase in the enrollment of students in various skills training programs at Isoka Trades Institute. Isoka Trades Institute Principal Kefas Kangwa says, with the enhancement of the Constituents Development Fund CDF, 126 students sponsored by Isoka Town Council and the CDF have enrolled and are expected to acquire different skills from their training. Details by Angel.
Skills play a vital role in the social and economic development of any country. The government recognizes the significance of skills development and has initiated various programs such as the Constituency Development Fund Skills Training Bursaries. Kefas Kangwa, the principal of Isoka Trades Training Institute, sheds light on how this development has been a game changer for the community and the institution.
CDF has been a game changer especially in Isoka, where now students and our parents have realized the importance of CDF. So we cater for everyone in the country. We have students from all the districts of Muchinga province, and we have students that are coming from outside Muchinga. At the moment, we are running 5 programs. We started with level 3, we have level 1, now we have even started craft program for 2 years. So we are improving and increasing as a college. I would like to report to you that because of the enhanced CDF and other things, we have procured a 40-seater new Tata bus, which should be coming in the college in the next month or so. We have procured 2 vehicles for driving lessons, a Fuso Fighter and a Corolla. We have the state-of-the-art equipment. The government bought us proper equipment that we have in college. Design and cutting department is even making work suits. We make work suits on our own here, which we give to students. We don't buy them from shops.
These efforts signify a concerted push towards empowering individuals with the necessary skills to contribute to the country's growth and prosperity.
I'm really thankful for the government that they have opened up our mindset that from where we was, we couldn't afford to pay for ourselves. But now they have made it possible for us to say, we are here, everything is free. We are doing the skills, which will help us in the future, and it will help the country, the environment where we're coming from, to build and to do the native things like we are so-called engineers. Yeah, so we'll do something new to the society, which will benefit more and more people. And that's because we are the future leaders, we are the future parents, we have to have something. I'm really grateful for that. And
Reporting for Zanis, Inisoka in Johor.
Now, Northwestern Province Permanent Secretary Colonel Grandson Katambi has warned head teachers against poor performances among learners in the province. Colonel Katambi says the province has been trailing at last in national rankings of grade 12 results for a long time, adding that he wants to see a change in the narrative. The Permanent Secretary was speaking when he graced the 2023 Examination Performance Review meeting in Solwezi. We have details in this report.
These are teachers from across the province who have gathered for the 2023 Examinations Performance Review meeting in Solwezi District. They are meeting to look at the position of Northwestern Province ranking in the just ended 2023 national rankings. Provincial Education Officer Frederick Monkini outlined some of the reasons that could have led to poor performance.
Lack of implementation of the strategies that we draw together, like the way we are gathered this way, which we draw together in meetings like this, and also malpractices are a source of our stagnant and regressive performance.
Provincial Permanent Secretary Colonel Grandson Katambi is not happy with the results.
We're not even closer to 5. We have been stuck at 8, the best may be 7. Now, if it were your child, the way we are seated here, is that pleasing?
The Permanent Secretary is talking tough on the continued poor performance in the province.
If your school as a headmaster is found wanting, we give you the first chance to do what you want to do. The next year, you do the same. I'm now asking our colleagues, the union leaders, do we have to go and pray or reward that kind of a teacher, headmaster? The answer is no.
Victor Muntanga is Secondary School Teachers Union of Zambia president.
So we need the parents supposed to come in to support the learning in school by ensuring that these learners are not actually disturbed when they're at home. And at the same time, we want actually to see the learners also understanding why they're supposed to be in school.
Florence Musa, reporting for Zanis in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
Now, the Zambia Information and Communication Technology Authority, ZICTA, has spent over 3 million kwacha to buy information and communication technology gadgets for Kalulushi District in training of health personnel under the Universal Health Connect project. And ZICTA project coordinator Nina Nkua said this in Kalulushi during a training workshop of health personnel on ICT at Kalulushi General Hospital. And finally, in the news, Mwinilunga District in Northwestern Province recorded over 600 teenage pregnancies in 2023 through various health posts, while 333 schoolgirls fell pregnant in the same year. And as at February 2024, the district has recorded about 36 teenage pregnancies at 2 central health facilities. This came to light during a district adolescent forum convened to discuss trends on teenage pregnancies, STIs, child marriage, HIV and AIDS, among other issues in Mwinilunga district. From Mwinilunga, Obed Lijimu now gives us the details.
Some parents who act like their lives. There is no communication between them and their children. Imagine you go at the hospital and then somebody just comes to you and tells you, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be in school. It's better you talk to us in a nicer way. We understand you've got your own issues, but you put them aside for the sake of us, the children.
Rosemary Mwanza making submissions on behalf of fellow adolescents. This was during a district adolescent forum held to discuss trends in STIs, teenage pregnancies, child marriages, HIV/AIDS, among other issues. World Vision Community Worker Mazuwa Hambote underscores the importance of this engagement.
The reason for us coming together was based on the trends that we have noticed in Mwinilunga. In terms of STIs, increase in STIs, HIV, and teenage pregnancies, even gender-based violence. So we had very crucial stakeholders in the meeting who came and gave us statistical trends, even gave us insight from their departments.
District Commissioner Harrison Kamna says government has placed a high premium on issues around the welfare of adolescents.
This is very important because if we miss it, there is nothing like imtikular impact. Government is very aware that we must handle the adolescents delicately. They are like a fragile egg.
Mutete Kaumba and Chisola Famu, both pupils at Lunga Day Secondary School, share lessons from the meeting.
The most important thing that I've learned is how to protect ourselves from child marriages and early teenage pregnancies.
Encourage others to join school clubs such as the Health Adolescent Club, because in that club we talk about factors that are affecting adolescents.
The district recorded 112 STI cases among children aged between 10 and 14 years, with 617 teenage pregnancies recorded at various health centers in 2023. Reporting for Zanis, Obed Dilijim in Mwinilunga District, Northwestern Province.
Thank you so much for that report. Now we look at the stories that made us headlines once again. Government opens FRA community maize cell in Choma. Zambia-China joint ventures contribute to economic development. Isoka trade records increase in student enrollment due to CDF support. Plus, Mwinilunga district records over 600 teenage pregnancies in 1 year. On behalf of the entire news production crew here at Zanis, thank you so much for watching Zanis News. It has been Margaret Kangwa. Enjoy the rest of our programmings.